Gentlemen and gentlemen, today is a good day, and I'm going to tell you why. Last episode, over 76% of you were on the uncool side of this chart. That's only 22% on the cool side, and we had to have words. As of today, nearly 2% of you have joined the cool side, and that makes me really happy, so thank you very much for that. Unfortunately though, there's still 75% of you that aren't subscribed. So if you're liking what you're seeing and you're enjoying the series so far, consider coming over here to this side with us. It's a nice place to be. I also normally make quick guides for Ark. I have over 50 videos of quick guides and taming videos. I'll put the link in the description if you want to check them out. But anyway, quite a lot goes on today's episode, so sit back and I hope you enjoy. So these guys had killed my poor, defenceless, freshly tamed griffin, and all day people were giving them grief in the chat, so they're obviously trying to start on everyone. So I headed over to their base to scope it out. They had quite a few heavies over there now, so I was trying to figure out the best way I could get in. As I was scoping out their base, another tribe were giving them grief in the chat, and they sounded pretty mad, so I decided to join in and try and fuel the fire a little bit more. So I've seen they got at least 3 people in their tribe, so I decided to try and snipe one of their velos, hoping that one of them's in the base and they'll come out. Where I was distracted trying to shoot the velo that I couldn't see, one of them came up behind me and picked me. Luckily I grappled just in time before he pulled me into his turrets. So he was just sitting just in range of his turrets all the time, and I really didn't want to risk getting too close to him, because that's what he obviously wants me to do, and if I lose this griffin, I'll go back to having none again. So I just sat back and sniped him for a bit, trying to piss him off, and hopefully he would come out. We did do a really cute bit of synchronized dancing. So the way I saw it, they've killed one of my griffins, I want one of their griffins. So I was getting bored of him just sitting in range of his turrets, so I chucked myself down a battery turret so that I could try and lure him over to it. That way, I knew I could go back to base happy. Great success. I sat outside the base for another 5 minutes, but no one come out, so all smug on myself, I packed up my turret and left. So with my shoulders out and my head held high, I headed back over to Eldritch Isles to do another little element shard farm, because I was getting really low on element, and just to keep slowly feeding them tech turrets. So I was just chilling out, I was doing a little bit of breeding, I had a couple of good trikes, and I'd never actually bred my rhinos again since I got them, so I wanted to get a couple of spare of them. When my friend come on to build in the place that we wiped and spanned out last episode, and he told me that someone had cleared his spam and built a base in it. Now I'm normally quite a friendly player on Ark, and you don't find a lot of us nowadays. Most people just want to wipe everyone. So I tried just saying, there's loads of other base spots, there's better base spots, let's move on, you'll be fine, let's go somewhere else. But do you think he would accept that? Tribe the human. Tribe the humane. Oi! One more time. You can't build there. Why? Move ASAP. I'm going to build there. You can take your Giga and turrets and leave. Or I'll kill them and rob you. Okay, I move. So at this point I'm saying, I don't think I've ever seen anyone be this nice in Ark. Granted, I've never told anyone to move before, but all people normally want to do is argue. So I'm saying, look, just let them stay there. There's plenty of other base locations on this map. And it worked, and we were all happy. For 5 minutes. You moved yet? I've changed my mind. Move, humane. Or else. So whilst they're debating their property boundaries, I'm just flying around the floating islands, and I find this little base. It doesn't even have a top on it, let alone turrets. It's just got an RG and a PT, and when you go on the other side, it's just a thatched door frame. So I busted out my trusty hatchet and began breaking it down. A broken base like this, really, you'd expect nothing, but boy was I in for a shock. This guy had blueprints on him, amazing saddles, loads of tames. So I'm looking through the tames and I'm thinking, this is great. This point in the game, we don't need everything, so I'll just take what I want. I'll take the wyverns, they're always good. I'll just take the rhinos that have potential to have good melee. Just casually browsing through, still haven't seen the golem that I desperately need on the top row. Oh shit, a golem. So when I saw the golem's health, I figured that this guy probably just raided someone, and it starts to make sense now. And he's probably just stashed the loot here. I don't know why you would, but it is pretty hidden. He had more vaults in there, he had an indie forge, and I only had one at the time, so this was really handy. But the main thing was that golem. I can normally never be bothered to tame golems, so I normally just tame loads of trikes and use them to raid until I can raid someone with a golem, and then just take theirs. It's much simpler. So in my excitement and my find, I'm missing what's being said in the chat. Chucked the golem out as soon as I got back to base. Didn't think he was too bad for a first golem. Then I saw that he wasn't even leveled and he had 40 level ups. So this was great. I knew if I wasn't stupid, then this golem would see me out for a long time. Then it started kicking off. So I always disagree with arguing in global and Ark. Ark's a very toxic place. You only have to piss off the wrong person, and people can ruin your time on the game. So I'm just trying to keep it friendly. I'm saying Radiator Springs is a friendly association. We don't need any unnecessary beef, we can all just live in peace and harmony. Yeah, like that's ever gonna happen.
Ben, you fucking...
What?
He's going, he's called his tribe Radiator Springs. He's going, Radiator Springs is a friendly association. Dua Lipa is not a part of us. You said Dua Lipa, not Radiator Springs.
Who's Dua Lipa?
I've called my parents Dua Lipa.
So Ben's telling people that you're a bad man.
No, I'm telling you.
Ben, you're a master.
So I guess sometimes you just gotta fold to peer pressure. I got as much gunpowder made as I could to turn into bullets for when I had to keep the entire server off my back. I also had a really good golem saddle blueprint, so I got that out to see if I had enough resources to make it.
Ben, I'm not happy with how you played this today, alright? Ben, last night I've wiped that whole area to build them. You've let them build it.
So I decided to fortify the base as much as possible, so I made as many tech turrets as I could, put them down and loaded them with ammo. I then chucked out my Dino to begin healing up this big boy. I chucked down as much spam as I could outside the base, and at this point, in terms of defences, this was about all I could do.
Ben, I'm folding. That fucking crap. I haven't got any fire, but I'm folding.
So with the golem healed up, it was time to take back what apparently was rightfully ours. My game crashed as I was leaving our base, and I forgot to start recording again when we got to their base, and I only remembered as I threw the golem out.
Only C4.
So you're coming up.
Yeah, Ben decided he's found his maps. Metal. I'm out of there. Somebody doing it. Hit a man while he's down.
For some reason, even though this guy knew we were coming, he'd put both of his giggers away. They were far from great, but they were definitely better than the one I got the other day. They were both males, unfortunately, but it was better than nothing. So we had only taken the good stuff. We left most of the stuff in bags because we knew he'd come back. We knew he was back because he killed the Alpha Plura, so we went over there. We was trying to tell him to just take the rest of his stuff and go. That way we wouldn't have to kill his tames, and he had more than enough stuff in the bags there to start again. But he just whistled everything aggressive, so that's how that went.
When words are said, we'll regret. I can see the fire that we made just to save us. When we try to make up for never letting go. Said the things we promised not to say, then we break up just to start all over, even though we know this is the hard way better. We can't be heartache together. This is the hard way to better.
So with that spot cleared out again, I still didn't have any good flak blueprints. So I got my Bassie, went underwater into the caves to search for more blueprints. Again, in all my excitement of these new gauntlet blueprints, I missed what old Loose Cannon was saying in the chat. With tensions rising in the server, we went over to Ragnarok to try and find some PvP to cool off.
Kiss your lips. I can see the fire that we made just to save us. When we try to make up for never letting go. Said the things we promised.
So I got insta-killed as I spawned in. I got a crossbow and grapples quick, grappled my body, and I'd been looted. On closer inspection, someone had chucked turrets up on the spawn, so we went back over to Crystal Isles, even more rolled up than we was before. Next episode.